looking at the shilling performance, which is currently struggling against the US dollar. In early morning, the shillings hit a new low, weakening to 102.50 cents against the dollar, having closed Friday's trading at 101.85 cents. Dollar demanding from the telecom, manufacturing and energy sector is seen to be putting pressure on the shilling. Currency traders say the shilling is expected to remain under pressure in coming days, hurt by a wide current account deficit and scarce tourism receipts due to dwindling visitors' numbers. This is further causing the shilling to weaken. I just want to bring in our business editor, Michael Karanja, to explain to us what this means. Karanja, why is the shilling weakening?
Well, it's a combination of things that is happening to the shilling right now. And even when I was just leaving my desk, I was checking the Bloomberg terminal, and I think we even crossed over into 103.10 again, 103 shillings and 10 cents against to the US dollar. So it just means that the demand right now for the shilling is really hurting the Kenya shilling and the US dollar pairing at the moment. When we look back to what's been happening globally, is that the US dollar is actually strengthening on a global front. So that is actually just putting pressure on us. But the current account deficit that we were talking about in the story is what actually is actually straining us further. Looking at what was there last week, we saw the current account deficit was about 59%. Even the trade deficit rather was at 59%. So that just shows you that our level of imports is far exceeding what we're able to export. So that's also, there's a mismatch in whatever the amount of dollars that we're able to get. Yeah.
And Karanja, what are some of the issues that are leading to the weakening of the shilling?
Yeah, like I was saying, the strengthening of the US dollar, but also what we need to remember is that what seems to be actually surprising to the further weakening is that just last week the central bank's monetary policy committee actually met, and for the second time in almost 2 months hiked the benchmark lending rate, which is referred to as the central bank rate, to 11.5%, from as low as 8.5%, something that hadn't been changed in over 14 months. So that was expected to give us a bit of cushioning for the shilling, but that seems the effects of that don't seem to have translated into the dollar and shilling trade. So we are still waiting to see. So when that doesn't take effect, and we still see the pressures internationally, and we still know what's happening in the Eurozone in as far as Greece is concerned, when we put all those things into place, it's hard to see the shilling actually strengthening in the short run.
So what does this basically mean for Wanjiru on the streets?
So for Wanjiru, for what's going to happen is that if you are buying, let's even put it into context. If you're going to combine, you're buying things even second hand, and you're buying a container or a bale at let's put it roughly at $100. So if it was costing you 96 or 98 shillings to the dollar, about 2-3 months ago, now it's going to cost you $102. And if you go into the forex market where actually they're selling at about 103, 104, that just shows you that for the same amount that you're going for, you have to spend more. So that means that either you're going to import less, or you're actually going to have to go out and look for more. And if that happens, pass on the effect or the knock-on effects of that to the consumer. So that means that consumer prices are likely to go up in the short run. What we expect, actually looking out forward to tomorrow, is actually when the fuel prices come out. We are going to see if that weakening of the shilling has further effect, because you've seen the fuel prices go up in the last 2 months. So if that trend continues, well, we are waiting to see the first full effects of a weakening shilling tomorrow when the fuel prices are announced.
And maybe, Karanja, just before I let you go, how can we save this situation?
Well, it's a free market. So we've seen in the past the Central Bank of Kenya coming into the market to mop up excess liquidity. I'm not sure if they've come into the market today, but we're still waiting to see. Right now what's happening is that it's natural. So we're just waiting to see for how further the shilling can weaken, because last, if you remember 2011, when it was more or less, people say it was something of our own making, when it fell to about 107 shillings. The circumstances right now are totally different. So it's a matter of just seeing how resilient the Kenya shilling can be.
Thank you very much, Michael.